We've got a big update here on the whole Nancy Mace thirsting for attention wherever she can get it saga. You might have seen this viral clip a few days ago.
I do them every year.
Every year.
You want to keep going?
Are you gonna do any more this
Do you want
year?
to keep going and keep harassing me?
I'm asking if
You
you're
could
gonna
have gone
any
to
more
a
town halls
dozen
this year.
town halls last year.
I asked if you're doing any more this year. It was one simple question.
Yeah.
Are you doing a town
I've
hall
already
this year?
done one. I'll do
Are
plenty
you doing
more.
any more this year? It was a simple question.
You're always invited.
Okay, sweet. Well, look
And
out
by
for
the
an
way,
actual invitation
I
for the
voted
next
for
one.
gay marriage twice.
What does that have to do
So
with me?
I'm just saying, it has to everything to do with you.
Do you think everything about me has to do with gay marriage?
I do,
That's
absolutely.
your first stance when you
Yep.
speak with me?
Absolutely.
There's no other humane
If you want to get in my
conversation you
face
can
about
have
town
me?
halls, you should have shown up
There's
to
no
one
other
last
humane
year.
thing you can talk about me just saying, oh, I support gay marriage.
Yeah,
That's the
because you're
only thing
getting
you
in
have
my
to
face
say.
about a town hall. You
Oh, I
could have
just
gone
asked you one
last year.
simple question from right
Would you
over
like
here
me?
is if you have any plans to have more town halls this year.
I have town
That was
halls
one
every year.
question.
I have over a dozen
Okay.
every year.
Great, that was my entire question. You didn't have to go
Yeah.
into the spiel about
You
everything
could
else
have
you
you
wanted
could
to.
have come to any of them last year.
Okay. And I'm
I had
asking you
over a
about this year,
dozen.
not 2024. But
Where
we're
were
in
you the year
right?
before that?
Okay.
Or the year before that?
It was a simple
Oh,
question. I
because you
asked
know
if
what?
have
Because you
any more
people
that you're
on the
going to
left
this
are
year or not.
crazy.
So I'm
You're
on the left.
absolutely fucking crazy.
I'm absolutely fucking
You are.
crazy.
And get out of my face.
You're insane.
Goodbye.
You're insane.
Fuck you.
You're gonna fuck me. You're
Yep.
gonna be voted
Bye.
out so fast this year. I
I'm
can't
not.
wait for you to fucking
I'm
go
not.
into
I
the
won by
dirt.
so much.
You're a disgrace to this state. That's what you are. You're a disgrace. I asked you a simple question, and you just to go on this tirade and tell me "fuck you."
Yeah, fuck you.
Disgusting.
Get out of my face.
Fuck you. How about
Get out of my
that?
face.
You're a nasty
Try it again.
bitch.
What's your
You're
name?
A nasty bitch.
What's your
You're a
name?
nasty bitch. That's
What's
my
your name?
You say "fuck me."
Yep, I
That's
sure
the
did.
First thing you're gonna say to me is "fuck me" for
Absolutely.
asking you a question.
Get the fuck out of my face.
Fuck you.
Now.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. You couldn't take me on, baby. Stay the fuck away from me.
I feel like I need to tell you something before we dig into what happened here. That video was posted by Nancy Mace herself. Here's the tweet caption. Some unhinged lunatic, a man wearing Daisy Dukes at a makeup store, got in my face today. Dems are nuts, so I went off and I won't be backing down. I hold the line 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Try me. Now, admittedly, it's difficult to get into the head of Nancy Mace, mostly because it is up her own ass, but if I was a member of Congress and a constituent asked me when my next town hall was, and within 90 seconds I found myself yelling, "fuck you" to that person inside of a public store, I can assure you that the last thing on earth I would do is post it online. It's also worth noting the lunacy of Mace trying to defend herself by saying that she voted for gay marriage, as if that is what gay people are reduced to. So long as Nancy Mace deigns to allow them to marry, how kind of her, then she's entitled to all of their support. And of course, as we all know, gay people only care about gay marriage. And let me guess, brown people only care about the issue of immigration, black people only care about civil rights. Like, talk about condescending. And what's worse, she is so lacking in self-awareness that she doesn't even understand why what she's saying is absurd. But clearly proud of her performance, she made a follow-up video.
And then today, her first day as comms director is Daisy Dukes Day. Yeah, that guy. It's not the first time I've ever used language with people before, and it certainly won't be the last. You don't have the right to harass me. It's not ever going to be okay. And if you want to get in my face, expect it right back, and I will record you, and I will make you famous.
Yeah, Nancy, I don't think that your video did what you think it did. Mace thinks that she made him, quote, famous, as if he did something wrong. He asked when her town hall was. She started screaming "fuck you" at him in a beauty store. You didn't make him famous. You showed the internet that you are unstable and desperate for attention, which is clearly evidenced by the fact that that video is then followed up, of course, by a Fox News hit, because why not squeeze every ounce of juice from this entirely unremarkable moment?
This guy approached me, and I will tell you, I felt threatened, I felt harassed, and I will tell you, as someone who's experienced trauma in her life, and a lot of women will understand what I'm talking about, when some guy gets in your face and approaches you in the aggressive manner that he did, and you feel like you're in danger, instinctively, as women who've been through trauma, who've survived sexual assault, survived domestic abuse, you have two options. You can fight or you can flee. And Sean, I'm a fighter.
And now we've all witnessed Nancy Mace in her full form, fetal position victimhood. Now, you've all watched all three videos here, and you can actually see the progression where Nancy Mace goes from lunatic aggressor to full-blown victim over the course of, 48 hours that these videos were posted? All because she has convinced herself that she's the victim, and so she's manifesting it into reality. But there's something else that I wanted to touch on, and it's a common refrain for Mace. She pretends here that she felt harassed or threatened by a man, even exploiting her past as a sexual assault victim, which I would have sympathy for if her entire identity wasn't predicated on her support for Donald Trump, whom a judge stated raped Jean Carroll. He's been credibly accused of sexual assault by more than 24 women. You don't really have a leg to stand on by crying victim when everything you do is in the name of a known and credibly accused victimizer. In fact, that's a point that I brought up during an appearance on Piers Morgan's show. Look, going back to Nancy Mace, she explains on a weekly basis how she was the victim of sexual assault, including in this very previous segment with you. And yet, and to that point, I feel for her, and I think that's absolutely also awful. But she also breathlessly supports somebody like Donald Trump, who is an adjudicated rapist and who was credibly accused of sexual assault by 26 different women. So the cognitive dissonance at play here, first of all, is incredible. But second of all, with regard to Nancy Mace, with regard to Donald Trump, we know why they're doing this. Nancy Mace is not afraid of Sarah McBride chasing her into the bathroom. She's not. She wants to fundraise off this. She wants to be social media famous. Nancy Mace has more ambition to be famous online than every single member of Jersey Shore.
Doesn't mean she's wrong.
And finally, let's be clear about something. Lest you think that Nancy Mace is acting in good faith ever, she's not. Her entire MO in Congress is to whip up pretend controversies and hysteria that she can then leverage for attention or money. She is the physical manifestation of the worst of our attention economy. And look, I understand the first question here might be, if Nancy Mace is so desperate for attention, why give it to her by doing a video on exactly what she's doing? Isn't that exactly what she is looking for? And the reality is that Nancy Mace serves as the perfect microcosm for the rot that has pervaded today's GOP. This is what you get from the Republican Party. Theatrics intended for clicks and money. That's the entire incentive structure on the right. And while that stuff might work for the minority, while Republicans don't expect to pass any legislation, hopefully this exposes the reality to Americans that this GOP is not interested in governing. It is only interested in squeezing every last dime out of their base. Nancy Mace is a testament to exactly that. Before you go, if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more and support independent media, please subscribe to this channel. The subscribe button will be right here on the screen. But second, the reality is that we are now in a political environment where this administration can lean on any of the social media platforms to suppress certain voices if they don't like critical coverage. That means my longevity here is in the hands of a few tech billionaires who are already making it clear that they are willing to cater to this administration. To that end, signing up for my newsletter is a way for me to reach you directly if that ever becomes necessary. I'll put the link right here on the screen as well, so please sign up. It's free, but there's also an option to do a paid subscription if you'd like to support me and my team. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching.